Kajabi versus WordPress. Which one is better? My name's Chris, and in this video, I'm going to go over Kajabi versus WordPress, the pros and cons of each, what the trade-offs are you're making if you select one or the other, so that you can make the best decision for your online course, your coaching program, your community, your podcast, your training-based membership site, whatever you call it. I'm going to help you understand the difference between Kajabi and WordPress. First, let me say Kajabi is a great company with a great product, and so is WordPress as a project and all the great tools you can layer on top of it, like Lifter LMS, to create an online learning course or membership site type experience. So these are both great tools with great people behind them, but they come with some differences. And first, let me talk about the pros. So the pro or the positive side of Kajabi is that it's easier to start with if you've never had a website before. You just sign up, you get started, and you have a website. It's also harder for you to break. And you also you don't have to worry about hosting your own website. It's all taken care of for you. Kajabi is really easy and fast to get started with. Now, the pros of using WordPress and a LMS plugin like Lifter LMS to create a similar kind of site is you get to create a platform that you own and control, and it's infinitely customizable to your online business. There's really no limit to the functionality, the customization, and how unique you can make it. You can also build a truly unique visual brand and experience on WordPress because it's infinitely customizable. So those are the big pros between Kajabi versus WordPress. But what are the cons? What are the negatives? So for Kajabi, you are building your website technically on Kajabi's website. So it's not yours. So you're giving up some ownership and control over this important business asset, which is your website. Also with Kajabi, you lack control over functionality. So things like site speed, SEO, and additional integrations, while Kajabi does offer a few, you are very limited by what Kajabi allows you to access. And the third thing is the look and feel of your site on a Kajabi plan can look very similar to other sites on a Kajabi plan, because it's basically like a hosted LMS, learning management system. You know, there's multiple tenants on there or users that have their Kajabi sites on there, and they all look fairly similar. There's options to customize and put in your logo and change colors and things like that, but essentially they're all very similar. So what are the downside or the negatives of WordPress and a tool like Lifter LMS? Well, the big thing is WordPress has a huge learning curve if you're going to do it yourself, especially for the very first time. It is possible people overcome this learning curve, but it's not as easy as getting started on a site like Kajabi. You can also, with WordPress and Lifter LMS, you can more easily break your website, or when you start changing things or installing a bunch of different software and customizing things, you can break your website. You can make it so it doesn't function, whereas Kajabi makes it a lot harder for you to actually do harm to your website. And then the final thing, the downside to WordPress and using tools like Lifter LMS, is you have to sign up for your own website hosting, your own WordPress hosting, which is like a separate thing. It is actually really easy to do these days. There's a lot of great hosting companies that make it easy to get started with WordPress and help protect your site from bad traffic and bots and things like that. But you do have to sign up for web hosting when you host your own WordPress website, which is like a place to store the website files. So at the end of the day, Kajabi versus WordPress with tools like Lifter LMS, they have their big trade-offs. So if I were to summarize everything I'm talking about, Kajabi is really good for beginners, people who are okay with giving up some ability to customize and have custom functionality and ownership over their platform. They want ease of use, basically, is the priority. Whereas if you go with something like WordPress and Lifter LMS, it's harder to get going. It has a bigger learning curve, but it's infinitely customizable, and it does come with more technical responsibility that you're either going to have to learn or potentially work with a freelancer or an agency or somebody to help you get going if you don't want to get involved in the tech yourself. So below this video is a link where I go into real depth about Kajabi versus WordPress, a detailed Kajabi versus WordPress comparison. So click the link below this video. Again, these are both great companies. So as you reflect on what we've talked about here on the video, think about which one sounds more like you. If you want more ease of use, you should probably go for Kajabi. If you want more customization and customizability and ownership and freedom, you should probably go to a tool like WordPress and Lifter LMS. I hope you like this video. My name's Chris. Click the link below for the deep dive on Kajabi versus WordPress, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.